Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 7 here in the Systematic Factory in the Oceania cluster. We are doing some serious work with our little 4-man build team. We're still working on getting more people atmosuit trained so they can come out, but boy, these guys can dig through stuff pretty quick. We tore through this whole biome in just like 2 cycles and got all the water collected. There's poke shells in here. I think I'm going to try to collect them in a little while, but I need to find a place to put them first. May or may not. I may just let them live their wildlife in here for now and see how that goes. There are other ones around that I can capture. I am digging down in deep to get to the bottom of the map, so that I can find some oil that is sustainable. I do have oil here that I could move things around and make an oil system. I may mess around with it at some point in the future, but not now. I want an actual oil biome because I want to get started into the mid-game and get some steel and plastics going. So, for now, we're just going to keep drilling down into the world until we find the bottom. Carbon dioxide there. Looking good. We're going to keep an eye on that and keep seeing where they go. And we also want to be able to dig up. I think I'm going to use this as my main ladder system for now, because I know that this can go right up here. I don't think it's too much farther to the top. Let's check on the skills for some of our other diggers here. Morty, super sustainability training, 1 step away from exosuit training. None of our other researchers or diggers have finished. We did put this one on an atmosuit. I think I'll leave him there with the research hat, just so I remember that they have research. But they are there with their digging abilities up to, or their exosuit training up. So we only have 1, 2, 3 of our dig team left, and then I have Amy Wong currently working out in the gym, getting her skills up, because I have 2 mechatronic engineers for a reason. I want one of them to stay here around the base, and that'll be Leela, and I want one that goes out with the dig and build team for when I do projects far away. Oh, I finished the research here. So this says next active in 21 cycles, so I should probably work on getting this sealed up sooner rather than later, because I don't want to deal with the heat from it for now. So, yeah, I don't have any specific plans yet until we can get an idea of what's around the map. But I do really would like to get down to the oil biome today so that I can get enough of what I need to get plastics and steel going so that I can make some steam turbine and aqua tuner systems to deal with heat, and then that'll really open up our abilities to handle a lot of different things. But in the process, we will make our way down. There's one of my fossils. In the meantime, in the process of doing that, we'll be able to access a lot of geysers and do a lot of things like that. And while we're digging down, we can see a lot more of the map and come up with a plan on what we're gonna do around all of them. So let's go over here. I'm gonna dig the side of that geyser up so we can see what it is. There's a geyser here. Right, that's neutronium, right? Yep. So we'll dig that one out. You just dig the side of them out and leave the center covered. You actually only need to leave this block here, 2 up and 1 in from the left side of the bottom of the neutronium. You'll be able to see what it is without activating it. And so if it's something really hot, then you don't have to deal with it. That did not uncover it entirely. It's a geyser of some sort. Can't tell by the color. I'm sure somebody already knows what it is. Oh, there's a cool slush geyser. That'll produce polluted water at -10 degrees. That's a very good find. Now we have a source for sustainable polluted water for our crops, which is awesome. This one's a chlorine gas vent, not very useful. Here's another one over here. And let's continue on with our drill to the bottom of the world. I always like to do at least one on either side of the ladder while I'm doing it, just so that everything can flow down around. Both liquids coming down and gases coming up. Just makes things a little easier. We have all this gas coming up now, but we still have this running here so that any chlorine is getting trapped. And everything else is being brought into the base. Guess I should make a way for carbon to get out to here, because carbon's building up here. Let's do some air vents like this. That will let the carbon will come out. It'll work its way over to the carbon skimmer. I'm just going to continue exploring down here and make it all the way to the bottom of the world, and then we will come back with a plan. Made a rookie mistake. Now we gotta pay for it. It's gonna take a minute to fix this. I was thinking this was good because this would be outside with our water system. We need this to be filled with sand. Our diggers are prioritized with digging. Nobody came to do it. So I'm putting up a new wall here. I made this super high priority so that they can get it done. Is somebody coming to do this? They should be. Yeah, they're probably just off on the edge of the map because there's no way to get in to do it from out here. Let's just do deconstruct buildings. Remove this. I'm gonna have problems with them running to get stuff, but that's fine. I just need to get this wall done. They're able to come back in to go back in through the main door. So they'll grab what they need to, then they'll head back in, and they won't be able to come back out again. So now, this is running again, water's running again, bathrooms will be working again, and so will our spawn. So we cut off not only water to our bathrooms, but water to this, which meant our power from this was gone, so we were running on just backup power. And, fortunately we had a lot of oxygen stored, so, like, that would have kept flowing. Though we needed power to the pump to get it out anyway, so that probably would have cut off pretty quick, but... Actually, no, that would have cut off entirely, because this is connected to that. I need to get these connected to the main grid, because that's the point. These are connected to the spawn, these are connected to the main grid, so either way, oxygen is flowing if one or the other system fails. We'll get that done here in a minute, but now we're going to get everything cleaned up. Hydrogen's flowing again, so things are running again. I can disconnect my little patch here. I had reversed the flow of the hydrogen here, so that we could do that. And I'd want to change this up here. This is going to go this way. Instead of having that extra pump in the thing, let's do it this way. So it'll be kind of like the oxygen system is. We'll get that line installed, and then what that will do is this will go, any excess hydrogen will go here first, and then here first, and into here, And then if this backs up, because this is full, it'll start going into the storage. And if this runs out, this will start pulling out of the storage. I can probably put an alarm on this going on. That would give you an indication that this has stopped running. Might do that in the future. But so now we got that going again. So we have hydrogen flowing back into our base backup. I guess the base ran fine for a while because we were running on backup hydrogen power, so that's good. So what I need to do is get a line in here. This only has 1200 on it. We'll do a line just straight across here. These pumps do not run unless this is not sending oxygen. So this is kind of like they're powered on each side from both directions, because then these only come on when there's a problem with this system or somewhere else. So this means that if there is no power coming to power this stuff, and it won't power these, the base power will power these to keep oxygen flowing in the interim. And so that will get us safely through. At some point I need to set this up with an Atmos suit dock internally so that they will only come in here with an Atmos suit. But it's not for now. Okay, problem solved. Now this is inside the base. And so they will continue to have access to it to fill it up with sand, and there's plenty of sand inside here. We could probably make it so that there is sand getting delivered. I turned off my bleach stone delivery because they were bringing it all the way from outside the base. I just wanted that to get the stuff inside. So let's check on our colony achievements while we're here. We got the turn of the century, and they got better. So somebody got sick and we cured them. Good job. Good job, everybody. All right, back to the exploration. We have found regolith at the top of the map, which is where the space biome is. Don't see the actual space exposure yet, but I'm not going to dig through the abyssalite. We know where it is. We'll get around to it. We're going to dig around to expose everything. I also found another one of the fossils up here, the amber fossil. This one has sporkids in with it, so we're not going to dig into that quite yet. We'll have to work on handling that. It shouldn't be a problem with Atmos suits now, but I don't want to crack that open and have to deal with sporkids everywhere just yet. Especially since there's not really much to do with them until the next patch when they have a use. Let's go back down. We exposed a couple of geysers here. There's our cool slush geyser. There's our chlorine gas vent. Now I'm digging to the sides because we made it all the way to the bottom. There is a hot polluted oxygen vent here that we hit into, so we have to shift our ladder a little bit at some point. But we have gotten to the oil biome, so there's oil down here. There's a couple of reservoirs on each side. I'm heading off to the sides so that I can look for how the biomes above them are laid out, so I can look for the best point for us to go down in. If I came in right here, I'd have to do something with all this water that I brought down, and that would be no fun because it'd be kind of a pain. All right, let's see here. What kind of rock types we have here? Sedimentary. It's always good to use the ladders types of the rocks that are in your area, because then your duplicants don't have to run back and forth to get supplies to build. There we go, that'll get them across to where we're digging. And we'll extend our path a little bit. But so now we're still just in exploration mode. We're heading across just so we can expose the map. Oh, that's interesting. There's a Terra biome down here. We'll also have to decide when we do upgrade to the newest update where we're going to put the story trait stuff. We'll probably put it down here in one of these biomes, maybe right here in the middle of this one. We may have to look to see how it normally shows up in a regular world, so I can make sure that we have like the same challenges getting into it that we normally would, to make it as true as possible. And that's our fluxomatic, so we're right underneath where we have our water pit. So that would be somewhere we could do a ladder maybe on this side. We'll look once we have the whole map exposed. But so basically right now I just want to see ever as much as we can. Here we have exposed the cobalt volcano. Like I said, as long as you leave this block covered, they won't go, they will remain inactive. So you can dig them out to see the whole thing. Kind of nice. Does it let you... HW34-7. Nice that you can see the outputs. Obviously you gotta analyze it to get the rest, but... helps with some planning. So I'm just going to keep on with the exploration process and get the rest of the map explored out, and then we'll find where we're going to go to get our oil. Okay, we finished exploring out pretty decently, and I'm going to go through and show you what all we found. It's pretty cool. So we'll start up here. This is where space is out here. You can't quite see space, but you can see that the carbon dioxide is freezing because of the coldness of space. This ladder comes down. We'll connect it through here. In fact, we can do that while we're following our thing. I didn't want to do that at first because I didn't want the... Actually, you know what? I still don't quite want it to. But I want it to be better. I want that polluted water from above to fall down in. So let's do it like that. And we'll bring this ladder across like that. And dig over like this. That way the water still spills over, but they don't have to go so far around to get to the top. That should be okay. We'll let that go while we're exploring the bottom. So then, as we continue down, we'd already seen our cool steam vent here, and then we had another one over here. If we keep going down farther, we get to... where we're exploring here. We have the chlorine gas vent here and the cool slush geyser there. We come this way. Down here there's another cool slush geyser. We dug up here a little bit to see how far this biome went up. We dug down here to the abyssalite layer so we could see what was down here. This is our oil biome on this side. We can see our first slicksters, which is cool. And let's come back up here. We come across here. Well, we did see the hot polluted oxygen vent down here. We come across, we found the Gravitas shipping container for the Hermit. And we'll get to that in a little bit, but I diverted around it for now. Up here, there is a polluted water vent. So that's our third source of polluted water. A chlorine gas vent. And a aluminum volcano. And then as we continue across, we found a third natural gas geyser, which means we're going to have tons of natural gas if we want to go that way for power. And then we made it all the way to the end. I didn't explore up and down on this side yet, but that's okay. I think the first thing we should focus on is collecting all of this salt water into one place. So what I might do is just dig out this whole biome and turn it into a water pit. That way we can drain everything from the sides in. We can probably pump this side out into it. And I think this might be where I enter into the oil biome on this side. It gives us a lot of space here to build some stuff and break in through the abyssalite in a pretty safe way. I think that's going to be the goal. So we're gonna do some digging here to clean this out. Oh, there's a cobalt volcano too. I don't think I said that one. So far we found quite a few useful things, but we're going to dig out here and make a pit to store all of our water in, and then we're going to work on getting some of it collected together so that it's out of our way, so that we can get into that oil biome and get started doing some plastics and some steel. I have found somebody acceptable to be our final duplicate for the 20 duplicate achievement. I thought I would bring him in together. Nails here is quick learner, so his science is increased, which means he levels up faster, which is perfect. I don't care about his germ resistance, and he has all good traits. He does have doctoring, but I already have a doctor, but that's fine. He can learn another trait. Let's bring him in. First things first, I'm gonna put him on the dig team. I need more diggers. Where did he go? Dig team is Rick and Morty. So, sort of have run out of characters in my head, so I'm gonna call him Pickle Rick. And then we can go to his priorities. I gotta make sure, I just brought in another one. I brought in Squanch. And I did not set their priorities up. Pickle Rick should be a builder and a digger, and for now, full operating. Up here, we want to do... we'll be all the way at the bottom. I'm going to access him into the gym so he can start building up his muscles. And then we want to put him on a schedule. I think we're going to go with schedule number 2 for now. There he is. And let's check out his skills. I think with him, I'm going to start... Where is he at? I'm going to start doing this. I have the extra... I want just want to get him to exosuit training. I'm going to start by giving him advanced research. It increases his science, which means his skill leveling will go faster. So that means his time in the gym will be shorter. I want to see how that works. I think it should work. But he should, depending on his schedule. I'm not sure if he's on a sleep schedule to start. Yeah, he's in a work schedule. He should immediately run all the way up to the gym and hop right on in. There we go. He's off to get his skills leveled up. I have most of my digging team is done leveling up. I have some other people that are from the base teams. They're doing that. Base team, I think I need to get smaller because there is less to do in the base at the moment. Let's head down here. I'm still digging this area out. I just finished running the longest wire I've ever run to get to this pump so that I could pump out this water. A couple more pipes to go and it'll start pumping. It's just going to drain over to here and then everybody will get back to digging out our pit. I'm going to also work to dig down on these sides to make sure as much water as possible from here flows into this pit before we start pumping. Save us trouble later. We want to get over to this side to get that. I don't know if I'll worry about that one right now. I probably will, because I probably will clear this whole biome out to make this my entry into the oil biome. It's also a really good spot to put like a gas collection area because gases in the map, when we clear the whole thing out, tend to settle down into the bottom left corner, the heavier gases. So if I put everything here to handle carbon and all those things, this is where everything's going to settle. So we'll probably get there, but is this pumping now? Yep, we finally got the pump powered and the line running, so it's going to start pumping salt water out here. So now my dig team will return to clearing out this biome all the way down to the bottom. I autosave. I hope you stay that short. I know you won't. I also am putting in an insulated wall here because there's a break in the abyssalite between these two. I'm also want to look at temperatures here. Looks like we don't have any really super hot spots in the abyssalite. Sometimes you'll have like a 1500 degree spot that has broken through. I don't necessarily want to fill my entire base up with steam this early, so I'm just watching out for that. So they're going to dig down, they'll get this done, then we'll come down and get the rest of this and put this wall in. That way none of the salt water breaks into the oil biome. Looks like the oil biome is split by that, so I might have to tunnel through to make connect it if I want to have it all connected as one. And I'm not sure what it goes over on the side, but we'll get to all that once we get in. I'm just going to wait for them to finish digging this pit out and for this to all get pumped out into the other side, which will just be a matter of time now. We've gotten our pit dug out. We have a lot of space in it, which means that we can continue pumping all of this salt water out of here for the next several cycles until it's done, and it won't fill this pit, which is great. We can explore some more. This can get expanded over here even more. I just didn't want to do it yet because I want to wait to do the fossils all at once. There's an ice biome here to deal with. Lots of things to deal with. Haven't decided what I want to do. I don't want to expand into any biomes that I am not dealing with directly yet, because when we do upgrade, I need to put the story trait thing somewhere. It might be here, it might be over here. I don't know yet. I got to figure out exactly how much space it's going to take and all those things. And so that's good. But we're going to just let this keep going, and we're going to pump all this salt water out of here. And then next episode, we're going to set up a station here to go in and get into our oil. I want to check out the achievements we earned while we were doing that dig. No place like clone is the having 20 living duplicates, which we knew we got there. And then I think the other one was earlier. We got the one for going... Oh no, we haven't entered an oil biome. I'm not sure what the other one was. Thought it was that one. Maybe that was still turn of the century and I just hadn't clicked it off. Not sure, but let's check out super sustainable. The one thing that's pretty cool is that even though we are just using this as a gym and this power isn't being recaptured, all this time running on these treadmills, they're generating power for those light bulbs, and it's counting for the super sustainable achievement. So we're very close to, well, not very close, but we're more than halfway to finishing the super sustainable achievement, and as long as we just continue going on, we'll hit it in a matter of no time, and then we'll be able to build some localized power sources. That's the real power of having the ability to do coal generators and such. Is I've been pumping out coal because that's what our hatches all like to eat. That was the weirdest thing. I've never actually seen a hatch lay an egg before. I didn't know that's how they did it. Little disturbing. Little bit disturbing. But we have so much coal, and then we can do local power systems. So instead of having to run this line all the way down here, I could have just set up a coal generator or two and connected them directly to the pump, and things would have just been fine. And then we wouldn't have had to run it all the way across the map. Not a big deal that we don't have it yet, but the sooner we do, the better. I definitely would like to get it unlocked before we get too big into the oil biome, because it's going to be much easier to do our first batch of steel if we can have power right here. Now that I think about it, I probably should have just ran a heavy watt wire all the way along this from our main grid up here. I may actually still have to do that. Not like it'd be that hard. But we'll get all that figured out in the next episode. For now, we're going to just let this pit fill up with salt water and get ready for the next one. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.